Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial, and for today's tutorial I'm going to do something a little different. I started doing some Kumihimo and I really like it. So I am going to show you guys how to do this really simple pretty bracelet. It's very stunning. I wore this to work this morning and my boss was like, "What a beautiful bracelet," and I was thinking to myself, well, I really do have to do a tutorial on this so you guys can make this. It doesn't take a lot of product. It looks like it takes a lot, but it's not. The only thing is I can't use this because I only had one of these toggles. I really like it. It's nice and big and bulky and easy to do up and put on and so on, but I'm just going to substitute it. It is a fair size toggle. But let's get going on what you guys need. So I'm making a size 8, and with a size 8, these are the supplies you're going to need for a size 8. For a smaller one, you're going to reduce the amount of beads in the 4mm here. So if you want to make a 7, I would just like take off maybe 2, 4, 6, 8. Take off 8 or 10 beads in total, not from each strand, in total. You should make this an even amount because you're working with an even amount of threads. You're going to work with 8 threads on your Kumihimo. So if you take off 10, you can't. So you can only take off 8. Unless you got to go in increments of 4. So you're going to take off 4 for 7, maybe 7.5. And another 4, probably for a 7. And another 4 for 6.5. Another 4 for like a 6. Just reduce the amount of beads in here. Okay? Now, for this size 8, you're going to need 16 size 6 fire polish. For the 4mm, you're going to need 48 4mm fire polish. These are Czech fire polish beads. And you're going to need an 8O seed bead. And I am using, this is called Matubo. I believe these are a size 8 in Crystal Labrador color. So it's like a silver to me. Alright, so you're going to need those particular beads if you're making a size 8. Because I don't have that end, I have this end. And as you can see, there's a big hole. But we're just going to work on wrapping some thread around the end to make the end big enough so that it fits into this, like I had to do with this bracelet here. It'll be, you'll see. So I'm using this toggle that matches these. It's kind of like a bally type toggle, and I'm using 2 4mm jump rings in here. I do have 2 and 1 bounced. Alright, so you'll need 2 jump rings if you're using this kind of a toggle. You will need some E6000 glue. I'm using E6000. You're going to need some Scotch tape of some kind. You will need scissors. You're going to need 2 pairs of pliers for your jump rings only, so no need to fuss over that. Now, for the Kumihimo, let me just grab this. And what do I do? I am going to be using 8 bobbins, and these come with your kit. If you ever order a kit from Beadaholic, a Kumihimo kit, you get all the beads that you need, you get all the bobbins, and you get your Kumihimo disc.
Oh,
anyway, sorry for the interruption. So you get your bead disc, which I've used so many times. I have 4 of these, and I've used them all, and I've got a ton of these plastic bobbins. But if you can go on to any find any, you can get them from Beat Along. You can get them from anywhere. You can get square discs, you can get bigger ones. This is a good size. This is good enough for what I want it for. And you're going to need 8 bobbins, and you're going to need some S-Lon or C-Lon. I don't remember. Let me just check. That is... it's way over here. And I'm not using the micro one, so don't buy micro one. C-Lon. Okay, so this is C-Lon, not S-Lon. And I'm using this color, like a wine color, because for my red, because I don't have red in this. So unfortunately I have to use this. Okay, so to get started, let me get all this stuff out of my way for now. All the bobbins and the beads, everything I need to move. Because I know me, I'm just going to end up spilling them. Alright, to get started, get your scissors. Oh shoot, I spilled that one. And you're going to cut about 2 feet. So I'm just going to go the width of my my bead mat. So 2 feet, 2 spans of those. That's all I'm doing, and I'm going to cut. Okay, and then what I do is I put them together like this, and then I just continue to cut. You can cut extra if you want. You need to cut 8 of these. 3, 4. Oh, I know what I'm missing. I'll show you guys my cool weight I made. Because I don't use weights. I didn't do enough kumihimo, but you need something to weigh down the center. 5, 6, and as you can see, it doesn't matter if your ends match. They're all the same size or not. 7 and 8. Alright, so cut that off. Now, I want to show you a little trick. Those can just sit there. When you get this, once you pull the thread, you're just going to unravel on you when you store it. So I'll show you a little trick. Just take your lighter, oops, burn the very tip of it and push down. Okay? It doesn't wreck anything, and now it's not going to unravel on you. It's going to stay there. So that's just a little trick I wanted to show you guys. Now, where did I put my sweet, awesome weight? This is the weight I made. There's a pair of nail clippers in there. There's some money. A couple of loonies I mean. There's a couple of bags of 15-0 seed beads inside of a Beadaholic bag. And then it's taped up with some string hanging off of it and a small binder clip. And you're going to need this to pull down. Okay, when you're working on your disc, you're going to put this on your piece here. So this is going to pull it down and not make it really hard for you to do this. Wow, I'm just spilling beads everywhere here. Hang on, guys. Making a heck of a mess. Alright. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, now that we've got all our strings cut, you're going to string on. Let's start with our 8/0s. So you're going to string 28 beads on 4 strands of S-Long. So let's pick up 28. First of all, what you want to do is get your trusty old piece of tape and put it on the end here, just so your beads don't fall off. Okay, so that's gonna hold your beads on. So we need 28 on 4 strands. So 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20. Now I need 8 more. 2, 3, 25, 26, 27, 28. All right. So make sure I don't pick up an extra one to move these out of the way. So now we have 28 beads on there. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your bobbins, and these bobbins are pretty cool because they just pop open, super easy to use, and then you just close it back up. Now you're going to get a piece of tape, and don't bother ripping this one off. Take another piece of tape and just lay it inside your bobbin here, like so. And then wind up your beads inside your bobbin and leave a good enough length for beading or weaving your kumihimo. So I would say this is, let's see. So it's about 1 1/4 of my mat, just a little before. And then I learned this little trick watching Vita Halik. When they were doing a video, they took a piece of tape and they put it on here on their bobbin just to close their bobbin here, so your thread doesn't unwind, because I'm telling you, it gets annoying if your bobbins keep unwinding. So you're going to need about that much. So do that to 4 bobbins, and then come back and I'll show you how to put on your check fire polish. So string on 28 of your 8/0s on 4 strings. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I guess I'm going to hell because I lied to you guys. Remember I said you only needed 48 4mm checks? I lied. You need 98. Because you're putting them on 4 strings. So, first of all, you're going to put your tape on your end, of course, because that's what I did with all my bobbins. Put a piece of tape on to hold all your beads. And then you're going to string on 12 4mm crystals. Okay, what happened to me last night is I used this kind of a bead that I believe was just colored. It's not colored right through because it's got a coating on it. So coated beads, you will have to use a bead reamer on each bead like I had to do with this. I had to clean out all the holes before I could get the S-Long thread in it. Okay, so you've got 12 beads strung on. here. Then you're going to string on 4 6mm. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and 4, and 12 more crystals in the 4mm. Oops. All right. So now we've got that done. Take another piece of tape. Get your bobbins. Put some tape over your bob end there and stick it to your bobbin. Now the way I did is I wound up my beads inside, because we're going to do a bit of plain kumihimo, is I set the length with the one that I showed you. Then I took all the rest of my bobbins. I put the ends together like this. Grabbed a piece of tape, got it handy dandy ready, and then I just evened out my bobbins by unraveling this one that I just strung on till they're the same length. That's how I got them all to be to the same length. Okay. Now the fun. So grab all 8 of your bobbins. You're going to put your check fire polish. You're going to pause the video and you're going to go put them on the last 3 bobbins. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and done all that. And I'm just putting all of them together now. So here's my 4 fire polish ones right here. And here is my 4 seed bead ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now I have all 8 of them in this. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. So now you want to tie a knot, just an overhand knot, like so, with all 8 of your strands, like that. And keep it close to, I'm keeping mine close to the edge as I can, like this. And what you need to do now is pull each one individually to pull it tight. As you can see, mine are not all pulled tight. There, that one's tightened up. That one tightened up. Not sure which one that is, so let me do it again. There it is. Alright. So there's your knot. Now try to keep them separated, because now we're going to put them on the kumihimo. So this is my kumihimo disc. Now I'm going to put 2 up here, but I'm going to try and keep them 2 here. So I want to keep them nice and straight. So I'm going to put that one there. And I don't think that's the next one. That one is. And that one there. And then the other 2. Let me just kind of pull these out. And I've just tangled these all up. Very good. I'm an idiot. This is what I'm trying to avoid. Don't want tangles. I hate these things tangled, believe me. Alright. Let me just pick them up. Oh yeah, I've got them good and tangled. Alright. So, this is basically how we want to do this one, right? Yep. Alright, so you're going to put at the 32. Oh boy. Okay, I've got to fix this now. One sec. We're using all the numbers with the dots in them for now. Just starting our kumihimo with the dots. But I really need to untangle what I've done here. So, let me fix my mess. Wow, I made a huge one. Yeah, let me just do it this way because this is too hard. Oh. I'm just making it worse. I ain't fixing shit. I'm just tangling it up even more. Okay, I'm going to untangle this and come back. Okay, I got it all fixed. So as you can see, what I'm trying to do in the center here is I'm trying to get them. Let me just bring this up more so you guys can see what I'm doing. I didn't want to bring it up that much. Alright. So I'm trying to keep them unraveled. So I've got two. These are fire polish ones here. Okay, these are the fire polish ones. And directly across from it is two more fire polish ones. On this side here is your 8/0s. And I'm really going to shorten these threads. I'm going to have to go off camera because they're way too long. But what I'm trying to do is unravel them in the center. I broke a nail off. Oh, broke a nail. Alright, so there we go. Nice and tight. That's what we're looking for. Wait, see? No twisted cords. But these are way too long, and I'm going to go shorten them and come back. I'm going to make them like half this length. This is way too long. I'm just going to have a massive mess. So, yeah. Also, now is where your knot is. That is where we're going to put our weight. So we're going to put it underneath and clip it onto the knot like so. So it's going to pull down your work as you're doing it. Like that. So let me go shorten these and I'll come back. Okay, so we are all set. I got my things shortened. It is going to be a little hard for me to show you how to do it because of the way I'm set up here, but I'm sure I can manage. So, the first thing you want to do is make sure your kumihimo bobbins aren't tangled. So we're working from these two. We're going to start with these two, and we're just going to do plain kumihimo to make a little end to glue into our toggle. So you're going to pick the bottom one up. You're going to go across to the top and put it on the left, on this side. Left of your 32. You're going to grab the right one and you're going to come down on this side like that. Okay? We kind of snagged that in there. We didn't want to do that. Okay? Then we're going to turn this to work from these two, so we're turning counterclockwise. So grab this one, up beside the 7, grab the right one and down with the right, and turn counterclockwise. I gotta kind of pick these up because my bobbins are gonna get tangled. So we're gonna do left one first, up here to the left side, right one down to the right side, and turn clockwise, counterclockwise. Hang on, we're tangled up already. Crap, man. Wow, this doesn't take long to tangle. Wow. And I have a bobbin that came undone. No, that tape's not going to work. So we'll just get a new piece. There. Now, I lost track of where I was. Thankfully, I know Kumihimo. Okay. So we ended here because I can see that my last cord was pushed across this way. So now we're going to turn counterclockwise, left on the left side, right on the right side. And just keep doing this, left on the left side, and right on the right side. And if it gets loose, just give everything a little tug, nice and tight pull. Turn left on the left side, right on the right side, and turn. Okay, I keep getting tangled up because I'm not able to hold this up very much. So anyways, when you put your Kumihimo down and you have to go answer the phone or answer the door or go for a smoke, coffee, whatever it is, make sure you put, let me show you. You don't finish off your second move when you turn it. So I'm going to turn it. I'm going to bring this one up and put it to the left. And then I'm going to leave it and put it down. And then I'll know where I left off. Because there'll be an extra string there. And one missing here, so you know you have to bring this one back down over here and then lift and turn. And making sure I'm not having any tangles. Okay, so you're going to do this for about 1/2 inch, and as you can see, I've got approximately 1/2 inch in here done, and that's all I want to do. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pull all your beads up. So I've left a little piece of tape folded, and I'm going to unravel these bobbins and let all my beads go down the string, and then I'm just going to wind this up. And let me see, that's a little bit longer. So I'm just going to fold a piece of my tape, fold the corner because it makes it easier to grab your, to pick it up. That one doesn't want to stick too good. Anyway, so we'll move along to the next one. Oh, this one came unfolded, but it should come up pretty easy. Okay, open up your bobbin, drop down all your beads, and you're going to do this to all 8 of your bobbins. Oops, we need to wind that up some. And I'm just going to kind of measure it with the other one. So I'm staying at the same lengths. And fold it down. Fold the tip of it over. Like that. And then continue to do that for all your bobbins. As you can see, I left that one down. Makes it easier to alright. And then just push all your beads out. I know it's kind of a pain, but it's kind of relaxing and fun. I don't mind doing this. And I'm going to put this the length of these red ones. So I'm just matching up the lengths. And leaving that folded. So I'm going to go ahead, go off camera. I'm going to go and, here's my folded edge. And I'm going to go finish bringing all of my beads down. So you guys can see how this is going. I always keep closing that. And measure it to the length of the one you just did. Perfect. And back on it goes. Okay, so I'm going to go finish this off camera. When I come back, oopsies. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I didn't even, I know how to fix it where I leave off because I can see where my last move was made. So, all right. I will be back. Going to pull all my beads out now. Okay guys, so I'm back now, and as you can see, all my beads are on my outside of my bobbins. So I'm just going to finish off this last one because I know where I left off. Then I'm going to give this a turn. Now this is where we're going to add our beads. So you're going to take one bead and push one bead up and make sure you tuck it underneath. Whoops, we only want one bead. Underneath that thread there. So when you go to pull it up here, it should be tucked nicely under there like that. I hope you can see that. Okay, now do it again. Pick up one bead, drop it down, and make sure it goes under that one there and catches in there. Nice and snug. Then give it a half turn, counterclockwise. Now you're going to pick up one of your 8/0s because that's the next one you'll be on, and you're going to tuck it underneath and make sure it hooks in there and grabs like that. Okay, grab an 8/0, let it fall, tuck it underneath, and hook, and give it a turn. So we're back to another 4mm. One, tuck it under there, make sure it catches on that thread, and pull. And if you're finding it's not catching very good, just straighten all your center all your threads back out so you can see what you're doing. Okay, tangled a bit here. Okay, and pick up another bead, drop it under the thread, catch it under there, and pull. And pick up another seed bead, and continue doing this all the way till you are completely finished adding all your beads like that. I'll do a few more because I just want to show you what it's going to look like. You'll start to see the spiral happening there. And see the weight here is pulling this down in the center, so it's perfect. You can make your own weight. You can use anything, bag of pennies, change, picking up a bead, tucking it, hooking it, making sure it gets hooked onto that thread. and they don't come out. Make sure these beads don't ever sit on top because it'll throw your pattern right off. I done it. You should know me by now. I make every mistake that there is. I find a way to make mistakes. Right, Miku? And the bigger the beads get, a little harder they are to tuck under, but I had no problem doing it with the 6 millimeters. And that, give it a half turn. And pick up a bead, tuck it under, and there. Pick up this one, tuck it under, and there. And this came undone, unraveled. Now it's time to do silver beads. Our little 8/0s. And push it under the thread like that. And good. The next one. Oopsies, we got 2 in there. And tuck it like that. And turn. We're getting tangled. And these ones are tangled. Alright. Okay. So pick up one. Drop it. Hook it in there. And do the same on the other side. That's Miku walking around on his perch. He has to be in my bead room with me. He does not like to be left alone. Alright, let's see after I do this one if you can see how it's starting to spiral. And you can kind of see the spiraling happening. I think the red and silver is going to be kind of nice with this wine colored thread. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to go off. I'm going to go off camera, and I'm going to go finish till all my beads are gone. I'll actually show you what it looks like when I get the 6 millimeter beads on, how pretty that's going to look in there. So it does look really pretty now. It's really gorgeous. I love the red. So I'm going to finish, keep doing this, keeping my bobbins untangled, the shorter you keep your threads, I know it's a pain to unwind them, but the shorter you keep them, the less likely you're going to get a ton of tangles like that. So I'll be back. Okay guys, I just wanted to give you a little show at what that's going to look like. As you can see, the red and silver looks absolutely stunning. And then the 6 millimeters are in the middle here. And you can kind of see my threads in there, but it looks really pretty like that. So make sure you use a really nice contrasting thread. So yeah, that's the one piece, how it turns out, the 1/2 of it. So now I'm going to continue working on this until I've completely run out of beads. So you should have the, you know, kind of like the even amount of beads left to finish your bracelet. You will have to definitely, that's pulling too tight there. You will definitely have to pull your bobbins down. As you can see, mine are super short. Okay, so I'll be back when I got all of this done, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay guys, so I have completely ran out of beads, and I'll show you the bracelet. Isn't that look beautiful? Just gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely love that red and silver. Stands out really nice. Now what we did over here, we need to do over here. So we're just going to do some plain Kumihimo with no beads, because there's no beads left. And you want to do about 1/4 inch or half an inch like that. And then I'm going to come back. So I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to come back and show you what to do. Okay guys, we are done. So as you can see, I probably have a little more than I need on each side, but that's okay because we're going to be cutting it off. So what you're going to do now is pinch your work right at where you finished here, and grab yourself a piece of tape, and then you're going to pull all these off of your Kumihimo board here. And then pull it down. Oh, I'd stick a piece of tape because it's starting to unravel. So just stick a piece of tape around there to stop it from unraveling. There we go. Whoops. Oops, I didn't want to. Yeah, that's good there. So... and now you're going to cut it off, and you can pull your bobbins out, and some of them have nice long strings still on them. So I think I'll use a piece of bobbin string. So remember we put piece tape in, just pull it off. Comes right off. That's probably not long enough, but we'll see. Alright, let's get this stuff out of the way here. All the bobbins, everything. Okay, we could take our weight off because we don't need our weight anymore. Wow, did that ever turn out gorgeous? Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous colors. Now, as you can see, I have very short, stubby ones that won't fit in here. They might fit if I fold it, but I'd have to take that knot out and glue these two together. Let's see if that would fit in there. Yeah, that would fit in there, but it looks awful like that. So what we're going to do to thicken this is we're going to tie a knot, and then we're going to do like a silk wrap. Probably won't be able to pull it tight. So just tie an overhand knot close to your beads there. Okay. Then make a loop with one end. Remember, we're not going to go, I don't want to make this too big because I want this to sit here. So I'm only going to go about up halfway up the part that's got no beads, the Kumihimo part. Okay, so hold your loop, just make a loop. Oops, came loose. Make a loop. And then try, with all your might, to just wrap your thread around and around and around. Doesn't have to be super duper tight, but you want it to be a bulky there, so it'll fit inside of your hole. If you have a big one like mine, if you got a small one that's skinny, then that's perfect. Pull that loop, and oh no, I pulled my loop without putting my knot in. Oopsies. There. Actually, what I want to do is make one side a wee bit shorter so I have a longer plate part to wrap. There we go. That's good. Now, let's make our loop again. Like that. Now stay there, knot. Make a loop. and start wrapping. And just make it bulky in the area where we're going to glue it into the cup of the closure. I don't want to make it too bulky that it doesn't actually fit inside, but we want to make it bulky enough that it does. See what I'm doing? Now take your end and put it through that loop like this into the loop and hold it while you pull this end down. So you're just kind of basically knotting it and holding it in place. There we go. Now let's see how that's gonna fit. Yeah, it should fit. All right, so going to be quick about this. Where's my E6000? I need to dump out some E6000. So I'm just going to dump it on. I'm just going to put it inside the cup. That's what I'm going to do. Make sure there's enough in there. Stick one end of my scissors in it. Make sure I don't put too much. Never too much, no. Okay. And then I'm just going to wipe my scissors off. Works. Okay. So I'm just going to cut this off right about there, I think. And then I'm going to stick this over top and pray everything goes inside, except for that one piece there I have to cut off. So I'm just going to take both tips of my scissors and push it in so it all gets covered with glue. Push, push it in. And then I'm going to snip this off. And I'm going to make sure it's pushed in good. So there we go. There we go. It's in there nice. All right. So what I just did here, you're going to do over here as well. And you can see this is going to be really pretty. So if you're not sure about it being pushed in, just stick your scissors in there and give it a push up. And that way you know that it's touching all the glue and it's not going to pull out on you. So make sure you clean your scissors off. That glue comes off very easily off metal. So all right, so I'm going to go do that to this side. Where did my other piece go? And I'm going to close my glue for it seals. And I'm just going to use another piece of my leftover thread from my bobbins, because you don't want to waste your thread if you don't have to. If it's not long enough, then you can by all means take another piece. So let's tie this on here. Tying it on like so. Make sure you leave it long enough that you can make a loop with it. There we go. Now, I'm going to make my loop like that. So let me just come up a bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. So I've tied a knot, taking my short end, and I'm just making a loop, and I'm going to pinch it in my fingers here and then start wrapping this other one around. Doesn't have to be tight, just wrapping it, bulking it up. That's all we're doing. Just don't let go of the loop. Push that down. Put it in there. There we go. And that's all I'm doing, see? Just wrapping it, and it's unraveling. Okay. Sometimes you should put your finger on it, Ruby. Sometimes that helps. Alright, I think I bulked it up enough. Push it down. So that's good. A couple more wraps. It's unraveling. Alright. This is actually what you call a silk wrap, but you wouldn't do it this sloppy. Now just put that end into that, into your loop. Don't let go of it. Hold it. And now pull the loop end. There we go. And it kind of pulls it inside, and there, it made us a nice tight thing to put inside of our thing. Our end cap there. So I'm just cutting that off, trimming that off, and I'm going to cut it about there. Alright, time to put some glue in here. And take the air bubbles out, make sure the glue's all in there good. Alright. And then squish this in there. Or twist it, squish it, whatever. And it should go flush up against your beadwork, like that. If it doesn't, push it in. Push it in. And you're not going to wear this bracelet for, good 24 hours. And I'm getting glue all over my beads. Good thing that glue comes off. Even when it's dried, it comes off the beads nicely. So, I'm pretty sure it's all tucked in there nicely. So I'm just going to let that set for a bit. Don't want to get too anxious to wear it. And now we're just going to put our toggle on the end. And I got glue on there. And got to get the glue off my scissors because these are my good scissors. And they're very sharp, so I don't want to slide my finger across this blade part. Alright, now let's get our... Let's see how that's going to fit. Oh, it'll be a little bit big, but it is really pretty. I probably did all this off camera because I wasn't even watching. There we go. Alright. So we have both our ends the same, and you want to let that set for sure. For sure, for sure. Alright. Now you're going to grab your pliers and your teeny tiny jump ring and twist it open. Put one end of your toggle in there. Actually, I wish I had a smaller one. Wow, that toggle's too big. Let me see what we've got. I need something smaller. So, let's have a look here. Okay, we've got that. We've got... I want something very tiny. Because I don't want the bracelet to be too big. So... And I don't trust that magnetic kind. I don't think these are very strong magnets, but let me try and see. with how easy they pull apart. Oh, these aren't magnets, they're just screws. Oops. I don't want that. That's too much trouble to put on. Way too much trouble. I've got a tiny one somewhere. Oh, that's pretty, but it doesn't really match. I do have these. Teeny tiny magnet. I know these ones aren't strong, so I'm going to end up losing my bracelet. So maybe I'll just use this barrel closer. These are pretty good too. Let's see, do we have any small toggles? Not so small. Nah, we'll use this one. This will work. So this is one that you just pinch, pull it out, and it's got like a protector on it before you can actually pull it out to do it up. So it goes in like that, squishes, and goes inside and locks. So we'll use that because it's tiny. So one hole there. One hole there, grab my other pliers and close this up nicely. I'm not going to wear this bracelet yet anyway because the glue's too wet. And it's in, it's in there pretty thick, so now we need this other one too. So I need to open this jump ring. Grab it with the other pliers, give it a twist, and put it through your end cap. And make sure it's not all twisted, so kind of put it on best you can, like that. I'm using a really tiny jump ring, so I just didn't want my bracelet to be extra big. Doesn't want to go on. There we go. Finally. Grab your other pliers and close it up nice. And I went too far. Okay, that's maybe too small. Yeah, this one there. Pulling out there. This jump ring is too small. Oh, there we go. I don't think I have it closed right. Anyway, let's see. There we go. And that fits perfect. Oh my God. Finally got a bracelet that fits perfect. So let me see. I don't want to pull on it too tightly. Yeah, I don't want to pull it too tight and pull it out of the glue. Just trying to get it in the barrel closure. There we go. And then it gets pushed inside. Oh, I'll let my husband do that. But anyway, you get the gist of it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. It's really fun to make. Yeah, it's kind of hard to squish this because I'm scared I'm going to pull it out. So I could do it, but I don't want to because I know I'll pull it out. Anyways, I really, really hope you guys enjoyed making this bracelet as much as I enjoyed showing you guys how to make these bracelets. They're a lot of fun. Give yourself a try with the Kumihimo. There is so much stuff you can make with the Kumihimo, so it's not going to be a waste of money. You'll reuse this and reuse these over and over again. Like the bobbins, I think I have like, I don't know, 30 bobbins. I'll never use them all. So I've just got them put away for when one breaks or cracks or something, I got a spare one. So anyways, that's it for the tutorial, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. And I will see you guys soon on the next video. Have yourself a great week. Bye, everyone.